Get ready with me as I talk about starting over in my 30s. So, and I'm looking for my tripod. One second. Okay, found it. So, I started over in my 30s and it was a journey, right? Um, Everything that was happening in my life at that time, I was experiencing a lot of hardship and a lot of just uh, things that I feel like the choices that I was making during that time was not for my in my best interest. However, I needed to go through what I went through because I wouldn't be where I'm at today if I hadn't. Many of you may feel like, have anxiety or feeling just overwhelmed when you have to start over. But baby, let me tell you something. It's necessary. It's like a necessity to start over. When I say I lost everything, I literally lost everything. And it was behind the relationship I was in at that time. And, like I said, my mind was not in a healthy place. And I was just trying to figure things out on my own without God. Right. And when I end up experiencing homelessness for 3 years from 2015 through 2018, that was when life for me began to change, right? Because I was basically like, I know God is real, but when you kind of lose sight of God because you're not in a good mental space, your life just is chaotic, right? So, and that was me at that time. So I really had to find God again and trust and have faith and lean on Him through everything. And that's exactly what I did. So when I had the opportunity to leave my hometown, and it took, like I said, me experiencing homelessness and everything taken away from me with my kid being, I had a 4-year old at the time. My son at the time was 9, but he was living with his dad. And that's another story, another day. But anyways, so yeah, I was just like, I never wanted my daughter to feel like we were struggling. She never knew. Many nights I went to bed just crying myself to sleep, just asking God, like, what's next? Like, you get so tired of surviving, you know what I mean? To where you just, God, help me. And He was helping me just in His own way. And just because I was wanting to see, like, something move tangible in my life, like show me, He was basically preparing me and pruning me. You get what I mean? Positioning me and healing me. And I was going through all this transformation that I didn't understand at the time, but I knew I was changing internally. I knew I was changing, and that's what I needed to go through. Right? I needed to change internally to be prepared and ready for where He was taking me. But y'all, at that time, I was like, what is we doing here? So starting over was the best thing to happen for my life. Starting over allowed me to truly look at the bigger picture, which is myself, and ask those hard questions that we try to run from, which is, what is my purpose? What am I here for? What, God, you know, my 20s and 30s have kind of been filled with surviving. This cannot and I will not allow this to be what my future consists of. You get tired of fighting. You get tired of surviving. You get tired of struggling. Y'all, that was me. However, if I was tired of it, I knew I needed to do something to change that mindset, to change that perspective for myself. And moving was the start of that. I'm from Oklahoma, Tulsa to be exact. Okay. And like I said, when I seen the opportunity after I got released from judicial court supervision, that's a story for another time. um, I just took what I had and I left. didn't have no plans, didn't have a job, didn't have anything but my faith. Baby, and that faith, baby, it works miracles when you finally understand what faith can do and how it works. You know what I mean? So, end up leaving, left, moved 2,000 miles away. And that was an intentional move because um, I needed to get out of the environment I was in. I needed to start fresh. I needed to start seeing what my life can really be like away from people who were bringing my life down. You know, the negative people, toxic environments, toxic family members, just toxicity that I was allowing myself to be a part of. But once I removed myself from that equation, everything literally started to shift. I got a job within the first week that I moved in the new state I was in. That was really my focus, my point of okay, this may be the lane that I need to stay in as far as the career that I want to build. Right? I was able to, stay with my mom during this time where I was able to save money because I moved with her. She didn't want to move to this new state by herself. And I'm like, say less. Say less. I've always been very overprotective of my mom, and I was not about to allow her to move somewhere she felt uncomfortable by herself. Absolutely not. So your daughter got you, and that's just what I did. So I left, and things started to really level up in my life. But the first thing it took was me healing. I truly needed to go through a healing process without the noise, without any distractions. I needed to heal from my addictive behaviors. I needed to heal from my scarcity mindset. Even though I always had dreams that I was going to become something, when you are in that sunken place, you kind of lose focus of those dreams, right? You're just like, man, I really wanted to do this and become this. And when you don't see it align, you're kind of like, well, maybe this is it. But I still, in the back of my mind, was like, no, this ain't going to be it. Girl, maybe you needed to lose everything to gain what you have, right? So I say all that to say, I am in a beautiful home. My children, of course, is healthy. They're home. They are doing amazing things in life. I am doing amazing things in life. I still have, he's not done with me yet. I still have so much more to do as he is continuing to position me and prepare me for this career path of becoming a therapist. Y'all, I'm about to become a therapist, a licensed therapist. You would have never thought if you knew the path that I came from, the upbringing that I had. And yes, we all have a story, but many people run from their stories. You get what I mean? Many people are ashamed of their stories, are embarrassed. Not me, because I know my story can help the next woman understand that even if you are a mother, even if you do hit rock bottom, even if you find yourself in a relationship that made you lose sight of self, there's still hope for change. The thing you just have to realize is that you are the only person who holds that power to change yourself. Nobody is going to come save you. There's going to be more people who bring you down than there are to lift you up. So you got to become your own best friend. Just you and God. You and God got to stay locked in. And when I say I am locked in faithfully, I can't move without him. I can't make a decision without him. I cannot continue this path of being obedient without him. So I'm loving life. I feel at peace. I have flexibility. I have the freedom now. I just have just that growth of wow, look where I was just 8 years ago. And look where I'm at today. So if you are afraid to start over, sis, girl, let this be your motivation and your confirmation. As long as you got your belief in God, starting over will be the best decision you ever made. All right, y'all, take care.